These are the kind of charts you like to see. Look at this. All right, right here, picture. This is what we want to see. Could be a spicy entry. Have those levels ready, guys. This is absolutely a top watch for me at market open. I mean, this is already in these two candles, 20%. This stock was on the watch list today. We are up 50% from that watch list entry. And what was beautiful about this one is, would you look where it bounced? We're green, baby. We are green this morning. This is how you make money. That's 28% in 3 minutes. I mean, can't get any easier than that, right? What's going on, everybody? It's Gemma here. Let's get started right away. We have got so much on the plate today, but of course, we will start with our SPY levels for today. Looking pretty red out there, We had Netflix earnings yesterday. Netflix did a fake out, then a retest and a fake out again. Let's pop up Netflix first. We'll talk about Netflix first because I think it's really important. Day after, all you guys know, the day after earnings, I love to play them because we start to get that IV deflating a little bit. You know, it starts to just look better. I got to turn off these stupid Heikin-Ashi candles. Ugh. Okay, here we go. So Netflix is about 3% red right now. What a dip and then a rip at market close yesterday, y'all. We went down, I think, as low as 290, if I'm not mistaken. Let's put the 5 minute on here. Let's see. Yeah, as far down as 292, and then all the way back up to 340. That's a 17% sway right there. What a scalp opportunity. I mean, Jesus, guys, let's think about that. So, all right, so let's look at this chart real quick. We'll go through everything else a little bit quicker today, just so we can see some Netflix levels here. So obviously, the first thing we are looking at is this move pre-market. All right, we've got this little bit of a trend channel we're in. All right, this is what I'm watching is this. A strong break over that is kind of what I'm watching with a secondary watch right about at this double bottom from pre-market here. We've got our lower double bottom from the last few minutes, and then we've got this little higher double bottom right in this area here. So these are the two levels I'm watching for the most part today as far as immediate levels. Then, of course, after that, we've got our wick high, our wick low. I mean, if we end up down at 292, that's about 1,000% on a weekly. So we could dream, baby. We could dream. If we extend this one out, it fits up pretty stinking close with our wick low from the other day. So we're going to keep that area here and go from that. You guys, is the screen blurry for everybody? I can, I'm going to stop. Just let me know if it's blurry for everybody, guys. I don't have like a low Wi-Fi signal issue or something, I don't believe. No, it looks good. I have 4 bars. Sorry if it's blurry, guys. I apologize for that. So, all right. So then, of course, after that, we're looking at this high area too from yesterday. So it was pretty stable high from yesterday as well. So I'll give you the levels on this. So what we're looking at is breaking a hole below 327.75 ish. 327.75 would be where I would consider. Above that, I would consider taking that call entry. And now remember, we want to see that breaking that hold of that area. It's not just like, oh, we hit 327.75, we're in. So 327.75, 328 to be safer. And we could get a nice push up to the 336 area if we could break and hold that. Now this lower level, of course, is 325. All right. So you got a little bit of a riskier area. We're playing here from that 325 up to that 328 or so, which is decent. It's $3. It's about 1% for on a walklet for a weekly contract. You're going to get some nice movement on that, of course, but it's abundantly riskier playing up to that level there, but what I like about this secondary level is if we continue to play around in this lower area here, we could end up hitting at that point of confluence where the downtrend from pre-market starts to line up with this area of support and resistance from today and yesterday. So this is our goal, is to break above and within that first hour to 45 minutes and get that strong impulsive move over that 328 and play it to the upside. I'm not saying I think we're bullish, but these these are the two areas we're watching. And then as far as the bearish side, the loss of 322 obviously is going to be our bearish entry. And now remember, if we look at the SPY from yesterday, and I pull up that SPY chart, we had the SPY tinker around that low before we actually flushed that toilet and went down there. I mean, we went down the drain yesterday. So remember, make sure you let that candle open below that level first. All right. So those are the two levels I'm kind of looking at Netflix there. Again, very bearish below 322. And if we hold that, I mean, we've got down to 319 and well beyond if we pop on the 15-minute chart here. Another thing to take notice of is this triple top here. I've been talking about this a lot, but it has still reigned true. So I'm going to pop that line on there too as the area we would look for resistance as we start to break over that level. So again, bearish over hold of 328. Neutral, if we break above 325, we could get a little higher risk trade up to 328, 322 and lower for our puts. And let's move on from there. Let's pop on our SPY and we will look at that. All right, here we go. Here we go. So you guys know yesterday we had our bearish entry, which was way up here somewhere. I actually deleted it from between now and then. But with our bearish entry we had yesterday, which was right here. It was actually right about here. We did wick down before we actually dumped. So what I'm talking about, what I always tell you guys with the SPY is to make sure we have a candle open up below that level, because we can wick below it all day long and really get hurt if we don't have the patience we need to have. All right, SPY, same downtrend, same exact thing as Netflix. Little downtrend pattern we're in here. I wouldn't touch it between these two trend lines at all. We want to see those break and hold. So, of course, what I'm looking at is yesterday's low, first off, which is right here. All right, so let's watch that area here. And then our pre-market low is my second area I'm looking at, which is that 411.46. We'll extend these lines out in a minute. I do want to check the other charts and compare. So, okay. So we are immediately seeing here that's pretty on point with yesterday's low. So we're going to pull this down a little bit and we're going to go 411.20. The loss of 411.20, give it a couple extra 25 cents, guys, just to lower that risk a little bit. So that breaking that hole below 411. Let's say 411 should be our put entry, where if we come down in that area here, we should get a pretty strong sell-off is what it's looking like here. And the exact same thing at this high level here, which is 412.79, 412.80, which looks like if we break that area, we should get a pretty nice area as well, because this was the bounce. Our lows of the two previous days are turning out to be our put entry and our call entries as well. And then right through here, right where we're at right about now at 412 is kind of our middle zone area that could decide really what way we want to go today. Because as you could see, this has been a support and a retest through quite a while here. And it was the top of the zone 2 days ago. It was the top of this zone 3 days ago, and further back than that. So those are the areas I'm watching for the SPY, the immediate areas. Now, of course, so what kind of zone is that? 411.18 to 412.70. It's about $1.50. So of course, same thing. If we pick up support at this 411-ish area, 411.20 area, I would like to call entry back above 411.40. That would be our dotted line entry, meaning if we pick up support at our bearish entry point, we pick up support and bounce there instead of losing trend. That's where you would take calls on the way up, opposite on the way back down. So if we were to hit resistance at that 412.70 area, and then we come down to say 412.50, that would be my put entry. That would be my put entry if we had that rejection there. So those are the four levels I'm looking at. In between these two, we could play those bounces. Of course, we'll be trading them live, this and that. But the little safer type entries, again, I'll repeat them. 411 to 411.20, lost that for puts. If that turns out to be our bounce, then back above 411.50 for our calls. On the uptrend, 412.75 to 412.80 for our call entry. If we use that, if that ends up being resistance, take the puts below 412.50, probably play them down at that point to 411.50. There, you got it. Let's look at our top runners for the day. Boom, boom. Let's go. All right, CJJD. I think this one had some news this morning. We played this a little bit earlier. We do have this on our watch list as well. This is just really, really bullish at this point here. So I'm a little apprehensive into chasing into it at that kind of rip, to be honest. But this is the kind of the trend line I'm watching. This is what it's following at the moment on the 5-minute. So that's kind of what we're looking at right here. It could turn into some continuation, of course. We do know that. But at the same time, I kind of would love to see a retest down towards the buck 26 to $1.30 area in here. That's what I would like to see, like a bounce and a pickup of support above 125, and then that push back into our trend. And we played this. This is one thing we played quite a few times on these plays. If we take that bounce, once we break back into the trend channel, that's when we take our entry right here. Just like yesterday, we got a 50% trade by that same exact setup. So our entry is going to be right here. All right, let me turn that green. You know the routine, guys. So that's kind of what we're looking at for an entry, and then or that bullish break and hold of 144 for a higher risk scalp. But for the most part, I want to see a 25% pullback. Is what I would really love to see, which might be exactly there. And wouldn't you know? So we want to pick up that support above $1.20. We want to hold $1.20 or above for that 25% retracement. VRAX, we have next. This one is starting to break bullish right now as we speak out of this pattern here. We've got some nice stable support. Let's see what our second level and our volume looks like. We do have lowering volume throughout pre-market here, and we are starting to break bullish. So that's pretty bullish to me. I'm looking at about 87.873 for our entry, 872. That's the entry I would like to see. Or that pickup of support. We know about that pickup of support. I'm going to lower this a little more. Pickup of support around that 76 cents, and then that break back up. I would like entry as well for that one. GETR. This one looks like it's hanging out right about the golden fibs. Let's measure this and see. And there it is. 0.3191 is our golden fibs. Really nice place we're sitting at right now. So if we could get some strong volume on this coming into market open is really what I'm looking at. What was this volume? 64K. We got, what do we got here? 1.1 million. I want to see at least 2 million. I'd say first minute, 2 minutes. I want to see 1 million, 2 million. What's our float on this one? 80 million. Nothing. That's not a great float. So we need some pretty high volume to move that. So I want to see at least 2 million or so. So at this area here, with that golden fibs bounce at 32 cents, I'd want to see the break over 33.333. Give it a nice even number. Maybe 33.5 for our entry off that bounce. So that's what I'm looking at on that one. Did not mean to do that. Right. So about a penny from where we're at now, right about the top of that high here on the 5-minute. So that's what I like. And remember, that's our golden fibs bounce zone here. So it's a pretty standard, super important level in general. So, all right, what else we got? We got time for one more. CMND, another one that looks like it's probably sitting exactly at our golden fibs. All right, so 75.7557 is our fibs. So for this, I want to see strong volume and a break up over, let's say, 78 cents for entry. We want to make sure we hold and break back up over this fibs area, of course, with good volume. So we'll pop back on that one as the market opens as well. We've got a little bit of a descending plane here. And yeah, about what it was at 70, like 76, 75. Yeah, I want to see about 78 cents for that entry. I want to see it break in a hold. 78 to 79 cents. So that would be our entry on this one. All right. And the market should be opening in just a couple seconds. So again, we've got CJJD. We're looking to see that impulsive break over $1.44, the retest of $1.24, and then the break back into our zone. CMND, we want to see that break above our golden fibs. VRAX is already approaching our entry, very, very close to approaching our entry of 87 cents, 87.874. And GETR, we've got our golden fib zone and then our pickup zone. We're only going to wait about 2 minutes on these 4 charts before we flip over to options if nothing's moving. All right. CJJD opened up the gate. What do we got our volume at? All right. So we're already over 1 million volume there. That's exactly what we want to see. That pickup of support. We know this is our 25% retracement line, which is supposed to be purple. I'm sorry, I forgot the color. 25% retracements are always purple. Golden fibs are always yellow on every chart you ever look at of mine. Yellow and purple. Very important. All right. All right. Not much there. And this GTR is acting a little interesting here. Remember 0.333 we're looking at for entry. We're going to shoot on over to our SPY and see what we're doing. All right. We're already popping on the SPY and pushing pretty bullish here. Let's see what the next couple minutes bring. I'm going to pop on the 1 minute because I want to see if we pull back more than 2/3 of a candle here. We want to see the pullback. We want to see that pick up right about here. We don't want to pull back further than 2/3 of this candle here. So that's what we're looking at right there. Or else I've got to believe we're going to come down. We have our trend channel here, as you could see. So, all right. And then Netflix as well. Very close to put entry here. Very close to put entry. Again, if we take Netflix puts, the 305 at $1.50, 305 at $1.50, 305 at $1.50 for the Netflix puts. All right, I popped them up on there. There they are. So, all right, we're again, we never take it unless we have a candle open below that entry price. This is simply the contract we're looking at. So we want to see this, either this candle close below our red line or the next candle open below that red line. Remember, 305.50 is the one we're looking at. 305, excuse me. 305 puts is the one we're looking at. Let's check the SPY. All right, so SPY took the bounce we wanted to see. 413.74 would be the SPY. 413.74. Do not take both. Do not take both. I did fill 2 SPY calls, guys. I did fill SPY calls. I am not in Netflix puts. Again, I am not in Netflix puts. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. All right, we want to see that push. Break back over this. Again, and I filled 3 SPY calls, guys. 3 SPY calls is what I filled. All right. And again, remember, these are scalps at this time of the day. This is only scalps. This is only scalps right now. I'm up 6% on these SPY calls. 6%, 5%, 6% floating right in there. I'm probably going to sell one, just open up a little gap. I sold one at 77 cents because we are coming down some. Now at this point here, we need to hold these wicks. We want to see the hold of those wicks, or else down by this area here is when I would consider just cutting my loss and be like, no, I don't think we're going to hold the way we want to hold. Because remember, the theta kills these two. All right, so there's our Netflix entry on the puts. That was our candle breaking up below that entry point. Again, we had the 305 at $1.50 on Netflix. We opened that candle below that red line. And again, do not take both trades. I've got multiple monitors. I'm watching the SPY as we do this right here. So please do not take both trades. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because unless you're very, very, very well versed on scalping options, that's the only way I would do it there. All right. So Netflix is up over 12%, 13% just on that candle there. Some of you probably got fills more like $1.55, which would give you 8 to 12% on your fill. We're at 305. We're at about $1.70 now. So for me personally, if you're in multiple contracts, this is where I'm scaling out right here, because we always want to protect those profits. We always want to protect those profits. There's 20%, excuse me, on the Netflix puts. SPY's still trading a little bit sideways in that area here. I sold one for 6%. I'm holding one on the SPY. And then Netflix is getting a couple wicks towards the top here. If you're only in one contract, if I was only in one contract at this time, I am considering locking up some profits. It's highly risky trading the first 10 minutes. Highly risky trading. These are in and out scalps. If you're not comfortable scalping and you are not comfortable getting fills, chasing up and chasing down on your fill prices, do not do it, because you can market buy on the SPY. Yes, you can market buy and sell because the spread's very, very small, but on a chasing up and chasing down candle, you've got to know how to do that. It's very, very important that you understand how to do that. SPY's pushing up a little bit there. Netflix is still holding below. I personally want to see us not even sniff that red. I want to see us have rejection right about here. We don't want to go higher than about there on this one. I'm going to delete our wicks. We do have wicks top of both these candles. Something just to keep in mind. All right, there's our SPY. SPY's starting to push a little bit. We're back up about 5% on those SPY calls right here. What's up, Bitcoin J? How you doing? So again, we've got both active. Already had a potential, even if you got a later entry than me, you had a potential of a good 10 to 12, 15% on Netflix, up to 20 to 22%, depending on your entry. We're back up about 6 to 8% right now on the SPY. I sold one. I have one on the SPY, and Netflix is teasing here. That was a quick dump off. That was a 20% dump in two and a half candles there. We got to be very, very careful with that. Very, very careful with that. That's why if you're only in one contract, honestly, if you only have an account that you're able to afford one contract at market open in the first half hour, I really wouldn't be playing these as much. Of course, it's up to you though. So, all right, I'm going to pop on over to our 4 charts we're watching here really quick. So we did take that bounce and we broke back up over, but we did not break back into our trend channel we wanted. So at this point, we want to get at least $1.33 before we take an entry on this one. CMND selling off, couldn't even sniff the golden fibs. It turned into rejection. Same thing here, couldn't break into our entry point. We came a couple pennies, but never even broke entry. And we're losing the golden fibs here. Much ado about nothing on the 4 we picked today as of this moment. SPY's still dead ass sideways, and Netflix is looking like it's ready for the next leg down, in my opinion. We shall see. I think it could be the market could be holding it up. If we start to break back up over 322.25 is where I get pretty bullish over the next few minutes on this one. All right. So we're losing a little bit of steam on the SPY here. That's why we always take those profits as we get them. Of course, the first 15 to 20 minutes are always scalping. And it does turn into longer holds, of course, but we always stay true with our stop losses. We always keep those stop losses in place. Let's see if our put entry becomes resistance. Again, how did we just determine this is our put entry? We have to go way back here to determine it. I'm not going to do that. We want to watch the chart. A lot of indecision candles here. Look at these indecision candles. SPY's starting to peep back up a little bit. Netflix, it needs some volume. It needs some volume. Not great volume at this point. We need to get a strong volume push on this bad boy to get reversing and start pushing up. If we end up playing, I don't think we'll have time on this stream. It'll probably be when we hop on over to the Discord. If we were to end up in anything bullish on Netflix, I like the 335, FYI. And SPY's always one out of the money. That's where we go. So it'd be the 413, 412 at this moment. All right, there we go. Come on down. Let's get a new low. That was a nice second chance opportunity here, actually, as we hit that rejection at our bearish entry. Again, you got to be quick on these, though. These are exhaustion candles. A lot of exhaustion candles back to back. So you got to know what you're doing playing those. And I try to help you guys along. I want to see a big fat candle to like 317 right here. That's what we want to see. Big old fat candle drop. All right. And now we're up about 10 to 15% on that Netflix again, depending on your entry, because it is 2-day out contracts where it was here at 20%. Where we're at now is about 17%. So you always have to be aware of that. We need to come back down and fill those levels pretty quickly on weekly contracts. That's exactly what we wanted to see right there. We are now at $1.82.85 a contract, well over 20%. If you got a second chance entry off this rejection here, you're up about 25%. If you took the entry off this rejection about mid candle here, you should be up about 10 to 18%, depending on where you filled. SPY's kind of just hanging out in this weird, it's downtrending a little bit, but it's holding this area here that we wanted to see it hold. Again, took 6% profits on one. I still have one more contract. I will dump it if we go any lower. And our Netflix is up to about $1.86 a contract right now from $1.50 entry, about $1.50 to $1.60 entry right here. Depending on your entry, of course. There's $2 contract. We're knocking on 25% right there. Love, love, love to see it. That's what we want to see. SPY's creeping back up a little bit. Check our equity trades. Nothing. This one's gapping up, trying to do something. We shall see, though. So I'm not going to waste my time on those. Sorry, equity traders. Today is not exciting on the world of equities. So we are hanging out in here. All right, so now what are we watching? First of all, I'm looking at this line here, straight on through. That's where I want to see rejection. If we're in multiple contracts and we're scaling out, that's our rejection point. A strong rejection and then some more downtrend from there is where you scale in. I don't talk about scaling in too often because a lot of people aren't playing with large enough accounts where I really talk about scaling in. However, I do scale into a lot of my trades as I go. But with alerts, I always alert the amount of contracts, this and that. But scaling in is just as important as scaling out. And if that's something you're not used to doing, I strongly suggest checking out our Discord, discord.gg/pennyboys. We have an awesome education system that can help you with that. So let's see if we get this rejection here. We'll go from there. And all you guys on here, if you're ever looking for a really awesome stream to listen to, Bitcoin J jumps on Wolf on Tuesdays over on Twitter. And it's a fantastic stream. And I strongly suggest you guys DM him for the information and the links. If you like Quench's Sunday night streams, you'll love it. So I strongly suggest DMing Bitcoin J in the Discord to get the information for that stream. All right. Well, since we're in between a couple trades here, we're going to pop on over to the Discord. I'm going to end it here. If you have FOMO, fear of missing out, like our Boeing trade for almost 300% yesterday, come check us out at the Discord. DM Amajama or OG Nikki. We could hook you up with a discount code. Everybody join tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to give away a 30-day membership. So make sure you join tomorrow, and we're going to do a giveaway, and you guys all rock. Peace.